Welcome to The Breakthrough, where we talk with technology leaders about their successes, struggles, and everything in between. I'm Allison Dean, VP of Operations at Theorem, and today we are talking with Dr. Joseph Cevetello. He is a Fulbright scholar, Harvard graduate, and currently the Chief Information Officer for the city of Santa Monica, California. Joseph sent me his favorite quote, and here goes my French, by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. If you want to build a ship, don't drum up people to collect wood nor assign them tasks and work, but rather teach them to long for the vast immensity of the sea. So hello, Joseph.
Hello, Allison. Pleasure to be here.
Okay, so I have to ask, what does that quote mean to you?
Compliments on your French pronunciation, very good. If you really want to inspire people and bring out the best in people, you really need to let them figure out how to achieve whatever their vision and their desire and their inspiration is. My definition of leadership is showing that you have good ideas, new ideas, and not being afraid to voice them up the chain of command. And that leadership is totally different than authority. I expect all of my staff to be leaders and to come up with good ideas and to challenge me. Mm-hmm. What I can do as the head of my organization is to exercise my authority to support those ideas. And I think the way that you do that is not to say, okay, there's the wood, there's the nails, go build this thing. You say, look at the beautiful sea out there. Don't you want to be out on that? Don't you want to be a part of that? And they'll figure out a way to build the best ship possible that you haven't even thought of.
I can certainly appreciate that approach. And I'd like to think that I try and do that as a leader myself. And so I want to talk through the most impactful digital transformation or just transformational projects that you've been part of, what that looks like.
When I took this job about 4.5 years ago, the city manager who hired me, he said to me, one of the biggest challenges I have as city manager, one of the biggest challenges we have in the city is homelessness. And he goes, I think that technology has a role to play in this. Because I'll give you an example. On any particular day, there might be a homeless person in one of our parks, and that person might be asleep, and a citizen might go by and see that person and think that perhaps they're not alive, and they'll call the police. And so the police will come out and respond, and they'll go to that person and turn out, no, just asleep. So they'll go away. And then maybe that person gets up and goes to another part of the park, and then somebody else will call and think that there's something going on. And then the fire department will respond. And again, the fire department will respond and talk to them. And if they're fine, they don't want to get any help, we'll leave them alone. What will happen is that on any particular day, that person might elicit 7 responses from the city, fire, from police, from our human services team. And the thing is, nobody has a comprehensive overview of that. He said the police know what they do, fire department knows what they do, our human service teams know what they do, and our community partners know what they do, but we don't necessarily have a great comprehensive view of it. What was the challenge around this project was we're a city, which means, we're very concerned about safeguarding privacy. Mm-hmm. And some of the databases we're talking about here is regarding homelessness are some of the most sensitive that we have in the city. I mean, the police have their criminal justice information systems, which are highly restricted and only police use. The fire department has HIPAA systems. I mean, the fire department, basically, most of the work that they do is respond to health and safety issues, but that's all HIPAA data. And then our homeless team uses something called HMIS, the Homelessness Management Information System, which is a county system, again, very controlled. And so what we were asking them to do was to take these 3 very controlled systems, free the data up so it could be exposed to people, but only allow the people who needed to see the data that they were allowed to see the data. And so that challenge took us about a year to noodle through. I think there were some doubters that this thing would actually work, but when we did implement it, it's had real impact on people's lives. And the other important aspect of this system that I think was important for me was I didn't want to make it yet one more thing for people to do. I didn't want it to be additive. My requirement was that it would take existing data and not require the police or the fire department or the human service team to do anything more than what they do now. But it would feed into a system that would give them greater perspective in risks. When we put this application in, because we had the community partners involved. When a particular individual was arrested, it was put into the app. And within minutes, one of the community partners who worked with this person knew about it. That person showed up at the jail, and even before they completed the booking, that person said, this person is a person that I work with. They have some issues that I know about. I can deal with them. And that person didn't have any time in jail. And what that person said at the time afterwards was, my entire life, I've been in jail and I've been arrested many times. And none of my family has ever shown up to bail me out or to help me out. But you were here before it was even completed. And that is the first time in my life that's ever happened. Now that's the type of stuff that makes you tear up a little bit and makes you feel like, okay, maybe we did a good thing there.
Well, I thank you, Joseph. I appreciate all of your wit and wisdom. Thank you for watching just a few of the highlights from this week's Breakthrough episode. To see the full podcast, click the link in the description below.